400 miles separate one of these four drivers from a championship. Green flag is in the air from Miami. It didn't take a half a lap for Martin Truex Jr. to decide he was going to lead lap one. Truex Jr., Kyle Busch, and Hamlin. And a little further back, the first Chevrolet of Kyle Larson, Kenseth, Harvick, Keselowski, Kurt Busch, Stenhouse Jr., and Blaney all in the top 10.
And you already see one of the challenges of this racetrack with the multiple grooves that you've talked about is on corner exit right here. Everyone has to somewhat play nice. You see right there, Kyle Busch had to leave a lane for the 11 of Denny Hamlin. He was coming with so much more speed. You have to be careful. Miscommunication between you and your spotter can easily end up in an accident.
And the caution comes out. Looks like in turn 2, smoking car. Oh, definitely the 83. Hard into the wall. Joey Gase, a lot of damage to the right side.
Do right sides only, then send them.
Up the track he goes hard to the right and into the wall. We'll keep our eye on the white number 2 as he is already making his way through the field, as well as the 42 of Kyle Larson. Those fresher tires and just how important they are as they rocket down the backstretch.
And Kevin Harvick got by the 18 of Kyle Busch.
Kyle Busch up to third, Keselowski running second. Larson still out front with a 9.5 second lead as they come to the final lap of stage 1. Marty.
You guys talk about the woes for the 78, the handling right now. Cole Byrne just came on the radio, said, yep, I went the wrong direction last time, my bad. Too tight in the center and snappy loose off for Martin Truex Jr. You see another example of it right there.
Martin Truex Jr. trying to hang on. He knows that a caution is coming up because the end of stage 1 is very close. Kyle Larson right up against the wall. Larson trying to finish on a high note, as the last 5 races have been terrible for the 42 team. But he gets the checkered flag with a 9-second advantage over second place. Brad Keselowski, Kyle Busch, Kevin Harvick, and Martin Truex Jr., the championship 4 contenders, all finishing right behind Larson. And then it goes back to Chase Elliott, Kurt Busch, Denny Hamlin, Joey Logano, and Clint Bowyer, all rounding out the top 10 in stage 1. So Larson wins stage 1. Keselowski wins of the championship 4. Green flag back in the air to start stage 2. How aggressive will the 18 of Kyle Busch be right on the back bumper of Brad Keselowski? Great restart for Brad Keselowski, trying to steal the lead away from the 42 of Kyle Larson.
That was a power move by the 42 of Kyle Larson. He just drove right around the outside of Brad Keselowski.
Danica Patrick, just as we were following them, the 47 was right behind her, racing fairly hard, AJ Allmendinger, and there you see the fire on the right side.
Never mind, we're done.
And I'm sure not the way that Danica Patrick wanted her final full-time season to end.
I'd set over into the garage.
The 5 of Casey Kane, a lot of damage to that car. I mentioned AJ Allmendinger was just behind the 10 He was making the pass on the inside as Danica got hard up into the wall, and Casey Kane nowhere to go. Into the shade and into turn one. Kyle Larson chosen the outside line. Look who else is making the outside line work. Truex Jr. slides up to second. They go through the speedy dry. That's what you're seeing come off of these cars. Harvick trying to fight back on the inside. Inside of 9 laps to go in stage 2. And here comes Harvick. Harvick has been consistent, running down around the bottom of the racetrack all race long. Kurt Busch is trying to go by the 2 of Brad Keselowski. Keselowski in front of Kurt Busch. So Keselowski now is within sight of Martin Truex Jr., Kevin Harvick, Kyle Busch. Once again, the championship 4 running 2nd through 5th. Kyle Larson has a 7/10 of a second lead, looking to sweep the stages as he comes out of turn 4. The checkered flag once again as Kyle Larson wins stage 2. This time, it's Martin Truex Jr., who, as you have mentioned, shows a little muscle, and he is the best of the championship 4 at the end of stage 2. As they come into the sun, Martin Truex Jr., Kyle Busch making up row 1. The championship on the line. Cars fanning out as they get ready to enter 1. A great restart for Martin Truex Jr. He stays out in front. Kyle Busch 2nd, Kevin Harvick 3rd, Kyle Larson 4th, but fighting for that spot with the 22 of Joey Logano. Battle for the lead and possibly the championship. Kyle Busch, as we've seen through NASCAR nonstop, making the moves on the 78, and now Kyle Busch in front.
Different run, same story. The longer these cars run, the better the 18 gets versus the competition.
Now Martin Truex Jr., the regular season champion, has to figure out a way to stay with the 18 as the laps continue to wind down. Just 89 to go in the season. So now it's just Kyle Busch. Kyle Busch and Larson's already been to pit road, but Kyle Busch, the only one still out on the track.
Jeff, remember how sketchy it was for the 18 of Kyle Busch the last time we saw a green flag pit stop, all but missing that commitment box. He cannot afford a mistake like that on this strategy.
That's Keselowski trying to unlap himself. Again, that's not for position. That's trying to unlap himself. But here's Kyle Busch running lower on the track. You would expect him to be coming to pit road right here as he slows down, trying to make that turn onto pit road. He successfully gets onto pit road. He'll relinquish the lead. And now we'll see how the crew will do. Dave.
And Rick, you've got to do everything right here. A couple of things in play. The driver said it was a little bit snug on that run. That means it's hard to turn. He also wanted to try to do something for that short run speed, just in case they get one of those at the end.
You see the 78 of Martin Truex Jr. We talked about how big of a lead he's going to have after this sequence. He was 22 seconds behind is where he was, and it's going to be interesting to see where they come back. The 18 is going to be way behind, but on much fresher tires.
Martin Truex Jr. is the leader of the race, but if you look at the top of your screen, you see Kevin Harvick a little under 4 seconds behind. Kyle Busch under 10 seconds behind. Just a handful of laps ago when he came off pit road, he was 18 seconds behind Martin Truex Jr. These new tires, look at the amount of time he's gained in just 3 laps. The beauty for Kyle Busch, he can make it on fuel. So if we go 42 laps green, he will take over the lead from the championship 4. Now, I don't believe he can win the race because Kyle Larson is in front of him on the same strategy, but that's not Kyle Busch's goal. Kyle Busch's goal is to beat the other of the championship 4.
So Martin Truex Jr. and Kevin Harvick, they're hoping a caution comes out. A caution comes out, that puts them ahead as far as track position. That makes this strategy work.
Oh, got a spinner in 3 and 4.
And quite possibly could see the caution now. The 41 of Kurt Busch running right along the apron. The 19 had an issue, but now the 41. And the caution will come out. Kurt Busch fighting his way to pit road, but the caution comes out. Playing into the hands of Truex Jr. and Harvick. Three wide, the 2 of Brad Keselowski. Fighting on the bottom of the racetrack, trying to grab positions early. Joey Logano. He doesn't care about a championship fight. He wants to win this race. Joey Logano moving by the 4, trying to take away second from Kevin Harvick.
Harvick needs to clear Joey Logano as soon as possible. 11's gotten by the 18.
And here comes Harvick back on the bottom of the racetrack where he's run all evening. Slides up the racetrack right in front of Logano. And now back chasing after the 78 of Martin Truex Jr. The gap closing now between the 18 and the 4. Just a matter of time before Kyle Busch gets by Kevin Harvick. He had an over 2-second deficit that he was battling against Martin Truex Jr. and now taking second away from Kevin Harvick.
This is what we've seen. That's 18 car is so fast on long runs. 18 to go.
Kevin Harvick almost didn't put up a fight. I think he knows his best chance is to get the 18 to race the 78. Maybe they'll make contact. Maybe they'll slow each other down.
Doing fine, inch by inch.
The gap still a half a second. Martin Truex Jr. Kyle Busch running 1 and 2. For the final time, they'll go down the backstretch. Martin Truex Jr. 12 years in the Cup Series, and his roller coaster career is finally reaching the peak. Putting an exclamation point on a near perfect season. Martin Truex Jr. is the Monster Energy NASCAR Cup Series champion.
Martin, I got a present for you that says 2017 Monster Energy Cup Series champion. You told me all week long you wanted it for you wanted it for the team, and Sherry didn't like when you said it, but you wanted it for her. How much of this season was for her, Martin?
A lot of it was for her, a lot of it was for me. A lot of it was for this team. It's just, I don't even know what to say. We just never gave up all day long. We didn't have the best car. I don't know how we won that thing. Never give up, dig deep. I told my guys we were going to dig deeper than we ever have today. And 20 to go, I thought I was done. They were all better than me in the long run all day long. And I just found a way. I found a lane that I could use, and I found a lane that was blocking enough of their air that they couldn't use it. And it was just made it happen. I can't believe it. I've wanted this since I was a little kid, and just never give up, man. Never give up on your dreams no matter what happens, what kind of crap you go through. But thank you, Barney. I wish you were here, buddy. Thank you, Johnny. All our partners this year. What can I say about this team? Cole Pern, Jazzy, Pete, all the road guys, the guys in Denver. You guys are the best, man. They work their guts out for me, and I don't even know. This is unbelievable. Dream come true. I don't even know. I couldn't even talk on the caution lap, so just really thankful, really grateful. Thank you to fans, and we're going to party it up tonight.